Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime, we saw that Nagumo brought all the Beastmen slaves back to the Beastmen hometown, and even bought Gahard for the negotiation. Surprising thing was that among the slaves, granddaughter of the elf tribe chief was also there. So the elf chief was grateful to Nagumo. Nagumo clearly told them it was the Halia tribe who saved him, not him. Looking at that, all the chiefs from different tribes decided to make a new seat among their rank for Rabbit Beastmen Chief Cam, but Cam clearly refused because they had a bit of an history. Then Nagumo went to Shia as she was near her mother's grave, and she told Nagumo many things about her mother, and even showed him a place where she used to spend time along with her mother. It was a gorgeous moment as Nagumo lays down on her lap to rest, showing his love to her. And then came the time to enter the new dungeon, and moments later, Nagumo was back to Earth, and Yui woke him up for school. Confusing. So what happened in the back was that a portal opened in the kingdom's castle from which Lily came down. As Nagumo had threw her off like a doll, Lily was happy getting reunited with her other friends, but their teacher asked if something happened with Nagumo. Lily got gibberish talking further and tried to play dumb, but she was down because Nagumo was treating her too roughly and causing trouble. Yet she was happy when he saved her and noticed her new dress in the party and danced with her. Then he said he saved her from assault only so Kaori would feel less worried. Which means Nagumo got a new harem member. Anyways, the whole gang was near the dungeon, so Nagumo told Cam to return with other tribesmen. Then he puts the ring in the stone, and the stone gave them a hint of their upcoming test. With that, Nagumo places another ring that makes the tree glow up, and makes the way for them to enter the dungeon. Just as they got teleported, some members of the gang were missing. No one noticed, and Koki asks Nagumo to lead the way, and Nagumo tells him to look around for the clues to find a right path. But Nagumo knew something was odd, which is why he hangs the 3 imposters in the air. Just from one look he knew this wasn't a real Yui, and asked where she was. Getting no answer, Nagumo shot her, and her body turned into slime. Nagumo assumed that the 3 could have teleported somewhere else. So Shizu asked him how he knew that they were imposters, and Nagumo said he just knew looking at Yui. That's all. Then, they began to move forward, and heard the rustling noise in a bush of a monster approaching. So Koki and his team decided to take them on. And clearly they weren't as effective in a fight with the Hornets. They were driven to a corner way too easily, and Nagumo noticed this were the same monster controlled by those demons. That's why he and his girls took part in the fight, and told Koki to go find his friend first. Then, after killing all the Hornets, a little goblin showed up. So Koki jumped in for the kill, and Nagumo kicked him out. The reason was a good one, because this little goblin is Yui. It's just beyond understanding. Nagumo knew this, and more so, he even understood what Yui was telling him. So he asked Kaori to use restoring magic on her, but the magic wasn't working. So Nagumo gave her a shell with which Yui would be able to talk normally. And even in that form, Nagumo just loves his girl. And they continued their way forward, and saw a goblin was happy getting stomped by others. So it was definitely Tio without a doubt. Then they also found the last guy, and Tio and Nagumo figured out that this dungeon is not testing their power, but it's testing their bonds with each other. It's just as that stone said. Being able to identify their friends and accepting them in their heinous form is a test here. So Nagumo bombarded all the monsters and cleared out their way to the next level. And going to the next test, he embraced Tio and Yui, so the other 2 also clinged to him. And then there was a bang of light, and Nagumo was on Earth at his house. There Yui woke him up for school. But even after that he was super sleepy. Then, as they got to school, Shia came to cling on to Nagumo as usual, and Nagumo was shy from her doing this every day, because it ticks Yui off every time. But being liked by 2 girls clicks Nagumo into thinking where did he met Yui. And the headband Shia wore was unusual too. Things weren't adding up even though it looked everything were normal. This nostalgia feeling was being on his mind. It happens every day. But Nagumo was feeling indifferent. Their Kaori broke into tears because Nagumo didn't listen to her. So Nagumo apologized. Then Yui stepped in, and the love rivals met, and they greeted each other. Then Tio showed up as a teacher, and Nagumo got pissed looking at her. But that anger made her excited, and that felt natural. Then, at the end of the day, he goes to pick up his little sis Mio from school, but on the way, they heard a scream of a girl, and saw a few goons were assaulting that girl. So Shia stepped in, and Nagumo went for guns, but quickly got reminded that Shia doesn't need support in this type of situation. So what was he going after? Getting tired of it, Nagumo returned home, and Yui entered the room in her awesome dress and hugged him from behind. A girl who loves him deeply and stays with him was a dream come true, yet something from inside makes him doubt on everything. Even though Yui was here with him, it didn't feel right. And Nagumo remembers the vow he made with her to take on the world together, so that woke him up, and he rejected this Yui. Now everything adds up. This ideal girlfriend who acts just like he wants is the problem. The real Yui and his real girls never acts like he wants. They're all bunch of troublemakers. But they're the ones who made Nagumo who he is now, so Nagumo broke the hallucination, and the examiner was satisfied with the results because this was the bond test, and Nagumo passed it without incident. With it, he broke through the amber he was confined into and saw Yui and others are still trapped in their own test. But this is where our episode 6 ends, yet stay tuned to watch more of its episode on my channel. And for that, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Till then, take care.